Rahul Navrekar is with us here on the phone line. Sir, as a speaker, what exactly would be your role next, especially what came in from the Supreme Court judgment today?
Well, the Supreme Court today has ruled on various issues, contentious issues, which were put forth in a petition before them. And primarily, of course, this judgment needs to be studied in detail. However, prima facie, I am of the view that they've made three major rulings. Number one, they have made it absolutely clear that disqualification petitions are to be decided only by the Speaker. One. Number two, they have said that while deciding the petitions, the Speaker should take into account the whip issued by the whip appointed by the political party and not by the legislature party. And number three, they have also ruled that it is the Speaker who will have to first decide that at the relevant point of time in June, July 2022, who was actually in control and who represented the political party and who was authorized to issue this whip. Therefore, these are the three major issues on which the court has given its ruling. And now we shall primarily have to first decide, after conducting in detail inquiry, as to who really represented the political party. And then, depending on that, we will have to give recognition to the whip issued by such person who represents the political party. And thereafter, we'll decide the petitions. And as you are aware that all the rules of CPC, Civil Procedure Code, are applicable to such petitions. Therefore, we have to follow all the procedures of CPC. Under the principles of natural justice, we'll have to give a fair opportunity to all the people, all the parties involved in these petitions. And thereafter, we'll come to a conclusion. The court has said that decision should be taken in a reasonable amount of time. And be rest assured that the Speaker's office shall take informed decision in this behalf. And there won't be any inordinate delay. But whatever time is required to settle these issues, we will not hurry into it either.
Now, Mr. Narvekar, this is Pranesh from Times Now. I just have a couple of questions for you. First, and the most important, is the time frame that the Supreme Court talked about. It said that within a reasonable time frame, you have to decide on the disqualification petitions. What are we looking at?
No, like I've just mentioned to you, the entire process as to how this petition is going to be decided. First of all, the Supreme Court has asked us to, perhaps not asked us to, because the Supreme Court doesn't direct the legislature. The Supreme Court has ruled that the Speaker should first see as to who was in control of the political party and who represented the political party at the relevant point of time. So that is something, based on that, we'll like to know as to whose whip is valid and whose whip we recognize. That's the moot question. And thereafter, the process of hearing the petitions will start. Now, for the petitions, as I've told you, we'll have to make all the rules of CPC applicable to such petitions. We'll have to give a fair opportunity to every person involved in these petitions to put forth their case. There'll be evidence-led, there'll be cross-examination, there'll be examination in chief. So be rest assured that my endeavorance is to ensure that we decide these petitions at the earliest. But while doing that, I shall not want to deprive anyone of an opportunity, nor would I want to do anything unconstitutional by hurrying up matters which will result in miscarriage of justice.
Right, but Mr. Narvekar, you are the competent authority when it comes to adjudicating on it, the disqualification of those MLAs, sir. But even if that happens and something happens not in the favor of the Shinde Sarkar, do you believe that it will still not be under any threat of falling? It continues to remain as a stable government, sir, because both sides have been coming out to welcome the statement of the observations that have been made by the court, saying that it is a moral victory.
The fate of any government is decided on the floor of the House. Insofar as the floor test that was held earlier in 2022, the Eknath Shinde government has approved their majority on the floor of the House. With the numbers on record, which are available, I don't see any threat unless there is a change of circumstance.
Now, Mr. Narvekar, this is my final question to you, sir. I know you have to go. That Supreme Court said that the decision of the then Speaker, you were not the Speaker, then the former Speaker, to appoint Gogavle as the Chief Whip was wrong. On the back of this observation, The Uddhav camp is saying that because the decision to appoint the whip was wrong, all the other decisions are wrong and the government must resign on moral grounds. Your thoughts on that and what the court said about the appointment of the whip by the former speaker?
No, the question of any government stepping down does not arise because see, the court has clearly said that that is for the government to decide. That is not for me to decide. But the court has clearly said that the falling of the previous government was on account of the chief minister resigning, and that cannot be reversed. So I don't know what kind of a resignation is anyone talking about.
And Mr. Narvekar, sir, even when it comes to the court saying that it is up to you, your power and the ECI to also concur deciding and adjudicating the disqualification and the symbol dispute as well, because recently the ECI had granted the bow and arrow symbol in the favor of the Shinde camp, sir. All right. Now, Mr. Rahul Navrekar, the Maharashtra speaker, they're speaking exclusively to Times now. That also now